Hi, this is Coach Wendy Joy Hart, America's procrastination coach, and right off the bat, I just want to thank you for taking this step and taking this stand for yourself and this action to claim your big life, to go for your goals and dreams in a way that most people never do. So, would you be willing right here to just acknowledge yourself and really perceive the difference that you are? Do you have any idea how different you are from most people? The fact that you took action, you saw this web page, you went to it, and you actually took the action and the steps required to get this material into your inbox and into your life so that you could have the big life that you'd like to have and stop having procrastination be an area that troubles you anymore. That makes you dramatically different. That sets you in a class apart from other people. Nearly everybody thinks about taking action, but very, very few people actually take the requisite action that is the difference, that makes the difference, particularly in the area of making more money or having a really big, stellar, commendable life. So already you've proven it just by this action. And before we go any further, if you'd really stop, give yourself a pat on the back, a big woohoo, as corny as that is, it makes a big difference. In the Procrastination Cure, we teach you to celebrate every single win and to give yourself credit for each thing that you do, each choice that you make that goes for your big life, that begins to create physiology in your brain. We're actually up to a sneaky thing. We're going to re-hardwire your brain for success and creating this pattern of winning with your non-cognitive mind by giving yourself credit. So right here, would you do it? I can't see you. Just do it. Just give yourself a little pat on the back and woohoo and congratulations to me. There you go. Thanks for humoring me. I know I'm corny, but it makes a big difference. So thanks for trusting me in advance. Now, here's this quick start video. So your program is comprised of several pieces. There's this video to help you get started. There's the workbook, the 95-page workbook, which is really the Cliff's Notes version of my program, or Cliff Notes version, however we say that, of the program. Now I know how you are. If you're like most people, you're going to want to start right with that workbook, and that's fine. Be my guest. Go ahead and read it online or put it on a little memory stick and take it to a copy shop and print it out if you prefer, and then you'll have it. That's not bad to have a hard copy to refer to. That's the fast way to find out the overview, the broad strokes of this system. But please don't be confused. I know you're in a hurry to get started, and you can begin to implement as soon as you read. You could begin implementing this cure within an hour. A lot of people do. Just do me a favor and don't cut yourself short. Give yourself the full advantage to win here, and that would be by choosing a path. Either choose to begin to dig into those 6 audios, those really rich, wonderful audios, where I took a group of female entrepreneurs through the system. And week by week, you can hear how they put it into practice, what challenges they came up against. I bet you're going to relate to them. I bet you're going to find out they're similar to the ones in your lives. And what creative solutions we came up with to keep them going and implementing all the 7 steps as an integrated whole, because that's really the goal of this system. Each of the steps in and of themselves is so deceptively simple, so sneaky, so small, so easy. It's really easy to write them off and go, well, that can't matter. How can that be? And if you let your thinking brain get in the way and write some of them off, the whole system can devolve really quickly. But if instead you'll actually embrace the cure as a whole system and just, trust me, give it a whirl. You've got a full 60 days to try this system out to make sure that it works for you. And I did that on purpose. I did that so you'd have a chance to actually implement the system. But please, 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 I just want to underline this to make it very clear. Don't mistake the whole program as what you find in the workbook. That's just a Cliff Notes version. I couldn't possibly put all the nuances in, all the little things that you really need to know to make this system a part of your life, really a procrastination cure lifestyle. That can be found in the 6 audios and the transcription manual that's there for you. So if you're somebody that likes to learn by reading, you could get it out of the manual. Although for the really optimal results, I recommend that you put them together. Listen when you're in your car, or put the audios on your MP3 player when you're at the gym or you're going. I tend to consume that stuff all the time. I've spent the last 20 years always having some kind of audio in my bag, always. When I'm in line at the grocery store, I'm in line at the dry cleaners, if I'm in my car waiting at a traffic stop, I've got something in my ear all the time. Oh, there's a siren. Well, I'm on my porch talking to you. That's how life is. That's how this system was designed to be, to really fit just into the nooks and crannies of your life, just happening now, and really, really simple. So, as I mentioned, please go for that. Let's wait just a moment. Here he is, see, siren. Go for that. Do the audios, do the manual, check out the workbook. The workbook is great. Just don't think you've got the whole system by just reading the workbook. I want you to have the whole thing. It's really exciting, it's really easy, and perhaps if I share with you a couple of examples of what's worked for other people, or actually what outcomes they've seen, I don't know, that tends to wet my whistle and motivate my clients to really buckle down and read or listen. So let's see. One client that I had was really, really, really fun. She confessed that clutter was her issue. And she was very embarrassed when she told me, and I said there's no reason to be embarrassed. There are so many people who have issues like this, but she had an office, a home office, and it was actually 8 feet by 10 feet. Except she confessed to me that it was so full of junk and paper and boxes stacked up and just mountains of paperwork on her desk. She couldn't even really find her desk, and she only had 3 feet by 3 feet to move in. Not 8 by 10, but 3 by 3. And it felt like a colossal issue. It felt like just a mountain of clutter that could never be beaten. What could be different? So we had her just employ the cure. She began with a micro action to put away or file 1 piece of paper a day, while also incorporating all 7 steps of the cure. And as you're listening now, and it's the beginning of the program, that probably sounds kind of crazy, but you have to read the whole system. It begins to make sense. So she did this for about a month. She'd go in, she'd file her 1 piece of paper. She trusted me, even though it seemed like it would take her 110 years to clean up this office. And one day, after about a month, she went in on a Saturday morning, and her husband was gone. She reported this story back to me later, and she said, "Wendy, I don't really know what happened. I just went into my office, and I went to throw my 1 piece of paper away, and I kept going, and it was easy. I didn't try. I didn't have a plan. I didn't think about it, and at the end of the day, I had 8 by 10 feet again. Everything was put away, thrown away, filed, or in place, and I had all this space, and I did a little dance, and my husband came home and he said, "Well, what have you done with my wife, and where is she, and who is this stranger standing here, and what is with this office?" Because he couldn't believe that much had been transformed just in an afternoon. And it came from a month of changing the hardwiring in her head, getting her into action underneath the sneaky tripwire of this little alarm. So that was a very exciting story. And here's another story for you. I had a client who's become a dear friend, and her big issue was taxes. Taxes and accounting and everything to do with numbers and math just made her stomach grip and her heart start to beat really fast. I don't know if any of that's ever been true for you, but boy, it sure has been true for a lot of the women that I've worked with, a lot of men and women, people that I've worked with. And in her case, it was so terrifying. It tripped her alarm in so much to look at the numbers at all that we made a micro action in an entirely different area. So she too had 1 piece of clutter to put away, like hang up a sweater or put away the tennis shoes or whatever. Just 1 thing at a time was her micro action. And what she told me was the taxes were not the first thing to change in her life. But while she was targeting changing her taxes, she managed without any effort or thought or much energy at all to get rid of the jalopy, you know, the dead car that had been in the driveway for 6 months. Gone, got rid of it. She incorporated her business, which she'd been wanting to do for a very long time, and that had been a different kind of gripping fear. Oh yeah, she landscaped the entire backyard. She cleaned out and completely transformed her entire basement. Big projects that had been on the table for a very long time, and that plus a whole long list of other things. And she also got her taxes done, got all her money in order, changed the state of her business, cleaned it all up. I say this story to you because it wasn't the first thing. That was the biggest tiger that she had, the biggest scary item, and it wasn't the first thing to change. But she managed to change all of the things in her life that had been troubling her, all of the tolerations she had, all of the things that were draining her energy away because they were undone threads hanging around. And while she was in pursuit of her one big one, she managed to handle all the other extraneous ones too, without effort, without strain, without trouble, and without stress. How does it get any better than that? So, I hope these stories give you some hope, give you some energy to get started, roll your sleeves up, engage the program. I'll be excited to hear about your feedback and see the progress that you make. Enjoy the Procrastination Cure. My desire is that it changes your lives for the better, as these tools did mine and my clients. Wishing you all the best. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.